This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So people, today we'll be starting a session that is dashboard designing, reporting techniques and automation. So this is the course actually. Let me just tell you. So this will be dashboard designing. Okay. Then reporting techniques and then automations. Before starting this session, okay, so today let's not work on anything, but let's understand what all we'll do in this particular course. Okay, so practicals will start from tomorrow. See, what will happen is now you have Power BI, Tableau, ClickView, so many tools for creating dashboards. But if you just think about 5 years back, we didn't had all these business intelligence tools. Though we had, people are not using to that extent. So what we did, what we used to do is we used to create dashboards. We used to create these dynamic reports or say visualizations by using Excel. So when I started my career, say in 2003 or say 2004, we had Excel 2003 version. That time, no one knew about anything on business intelligence. Now, if you see, there are so many tools which we can easily create the dashboard. But that time, when we actually wanted to create dashboards, we had to use Excel. But now you'll be thinking, then why should we actually learn this course? We could have directly learned this Power BI or any other tools. Still, in many companies, they use Excel for the dashboards. I'll tell you why. The reason is, if you want to work on Power BI, you should have a special skilled trainings. You should have some understanding of it. Then only you can create the dashboard. I'm not telling that you cannot learn. You can learn. But some people are very much comfortable with Excel. That is one part. Second part is, many of them actually wants the tools in Excel itself. Why? Because now if you see, most of the people are not from computer background or they might not know anything on the computers. Okay, so here what will happen is they actually don't want to go more of technical things. So what they do is they'll feel that Excel is very comfortable. So because of which they'll go for Excel dashboards on. Because if some changes has to be done, they know Excel, they can do it. What if they do in Power BI? They cannot go and change that or they cannot go and work on that. So for that reason, they use, that is the client actually wants to work in Excel itself or say they want the dashboards in Excel itself. The third thing is the cost. When you say Power BI or say any other business intelligence tools, the cost of the dashboard will be high. But Excel means it is not that very cost. So most of the clients actually prefer for Excel dashboards. So this is the reason where many of the clients actually go for Excel dashboards itself. So it is very good to know the Excel dashboards. Why? Because when you're actually creating this Excel dashboards, you know the complete in and out of dashboard designing. Dashboard designing in Power BI or Tableau or any other business intelligence tools is very, very easy. You can just like that create. But here it's not like that. You have to manage right from scratch. Okay. So for that reason, we learn this course, which is very much important for us, not only for creating dashboards, but for creating a dynamic reports as well. Now, what all things are available in this course? Let's understand. First thing is we learn how to design the dashboard. So what is a dashboard? Dashboard is nothing but I have a raw data which will clean, which will take it into the Excel sheet and then have some designs or say have some layouts which will help me in understanding the data. Second thing what I have is the reporting techniques. Converting that data, the raw data, into presentable reports, presentable charts. So that is called as reports. Automation means I have some raw data. I need to clean that. I need to get all the data from various different sources. For that, we call it as automations. There are 100 Excel files. I need to get the data into one Excel sheet. I have 100 Excel charts. I need to export that to the PPT. I have so much of data which I need to connect to the Access and get the data. So there are so many things which you do manually, which can be converted that into automations, that is, which can be converted that so easily that we can automate and finish the task in very less time. Okay, so these three things what we'll be learning. So first thing what we'll be learning here is the dashboard. The dashboard designing. As I told you, we'll start this from tomorrow. The first dashboard designing, we'll see how we can actually create the home page. So what is home page? Home page is nothing but when I open a website, what will happen? It will just open one screen. That screen is what? It will talk about our product. Or say, for example, if you open our page, say institute page, first you'll get the details about our institute. Then you'll go for different courses, right? So home page is very important. As soon as I open any dashboard, it should talk about what actually the dashboard is all about. The project title, or say the dashboard title, what actually we get the information, who is the owner of it. So few details, very brief details about the dashboard what we're actually getting. The next, after this, we'll see reporting sheets. What are these reporting sheets? Once I create homepage, then I'll have to create the reporting sheets, wherein if I go inside that report, I'll have various different sheets, which will have various different reports, which will talk about the detailed information about the data. So that is the sheet. So here, each sheet will have its own information. For example, I have the details about a country, let's say India, and population. One example I'm giving. So first, the report will be on throughout the nation. That is national report, the complete report about India. I'll have all the details about it. The next, state-wise report. I want to know in each state what is the population. The next hierarchy, in each district what is the population. Then each city what is the population. I'm just giving one example. So likewise, we'll have different sheets with different reporting hierarchies. So this will help us in getting the details about the detailed information about the data what we're actually checking. Okay, so this is how we can actually create the report sheets. The report sheets are actually kind of detailed information about each category. Say country, there will be one sheet. There will be state, there will be one sheet. So different sheets will have. The next is calculation sheet. What are calculation sheet? See, calculation sheets means to get one report, I need to have so many other reports, so many calculations. We should not do any calculations in the front end. We should never do that. Why? Because the report sheet is actually used for showing the reports, not for the calculations. Then where should the calculations go about? The calculation should happen in the backend. We call it as calculation sheets. These are all very simple ones. We just have to create a sheet and then convert that to calculation sheet or reporting sheet. That's all. We'll see this practically. Now, when I say calculation sheet, that means all the calculations will happen in the backend to create or say to show the reports in the front end. That is the reporting sheet. Next is navigations. What are navigation? Navigation means I told you country, state, district, city, goes on like this. I need to navigate between them. Say I'm in the country report. I'll click on state. I'll have to go to the state report. I'll click on city. I'll go directly to the city report, or I have to come back to the district report. Navigating between each page, navigating between each report, that is called as navigations. So we have to work on navigations. How these navigations can happen? Just like that, we cannot give navigations. You have to give some links. For that, we call it as hyperlinks. Where should we give these hyperlinks? What are these hyperlinks? Hyperlinks are nothing but when I click on something, it should take me to some other place. That is called as hyperlink. Right? Now we understood hyperlinks. Hyperlinks means just click on something, it will take me to some other. To give this link, there should be some object. There should be some place. So what is that? We have this buttons. We'll see how we can create the buttons. In these buttons, we'll see how to create 2D buttons and 3D buttons. Understood? All right. The next, every report should have a title. I told state report. How will I know that state report? Then I need to have banner for that. So every report will have banners. So I'll go here, say report sheet, I'll say banners. What are banners? Banners are nothing but the heading. Okay, right. Next. So we understood about all these steps. Then next, we have this color combination, fonts, all these things will be there. That we'll learn while working on the practical steps. Okay, so this will be your dashboard design, all this. After this, we'll come to this reporting. So this is where we'll spend more time. The dashboard designing, whatever is there, that is very simple. It's like template creation. But reporting techniques is what we'll be learning more. What is that we'll be learning here? So here we learn how to import data. First thing, without data, I cannot create anything. Here we learn how to import data manually. Okay, first we'll learn how to import manually. We'll just take the data and we'll start working on the report. Then after importing, then we'll learn about filters. This is very much important. This is user form controls. Filters. So we have to use the filters. We call it as controls. Right? Then after that, visualizations. Depending on the data what we have, visualizations. So many visualizations are there. Here we learn about static and dynamic. So this visualization will say static and dynamic. Right? After this visualization, we'll also see how we can get the other visualizations by filters. Say, for example, I was talking about country report. After that, we'll see state report. So this can be happening within the sheet itself or in the separate sheet itself. Right. Dynamically change visualization. What is this? Say, we learn about, for example, I'm showing one report, which is in column chart. Now the client wants to see the chart in pie chart or line chart. So he wants to change that. So how to make that? For this, we'll write some programs. So how to change the visualizations dynamically? So there we can just keep on clicking on some buttons or say some user form controls, which will change the visualization from column chart to line chart or bar chart or pie chart. So that will be learning in this reporting techniques. The next step, dynamic filters. What are these dynamic filters? Dynamic filter means, say for example, I have one country and say I have some states. Now I want few states, or let's take I have state and I have cities. There are so many cities. If I start creating the report, there will be hundreds of cities. But what I want is in each state, say for example, I select Karnataka. In Karnataka, whatever cities are there, only that has to be filtered. Now after that, that will be learning here. That is filters. After that, again we'll have to filter. Say for example, in Karnataka, there are some 20 cities. If I show the chart completely for the 20 cities, it will be congested. I have to select few controls, only few controls. Say for example, I want to select only Bangalore, Tumkur, Kolar, few cities, 4 or 5 cities only I need to check. For that, I need to have some check boxes. So how can we do that? So those kind of dynamic filters we can do here, right? Okay. Then after this, comparison. What is comparison? Say for example, I have two cities. I have some sales of one product. I want to know which state or say which city is actually doing more business, where my product is getting sold more. So we are just trying to compare. So this will help us in giving the products, say selling the products, or say send that product to that particular city. So those kind of comparisons we can do. So how to do these comparisons of different products? So how I can actually create the reports by comparing? So those things we can do it. That is comparison reports. Okay, so these things we'll be learning in our reporting techniques. So other than this, there will be so many other dynamic things as well. So within the sheets, if you want to navigate between the sheet itself, like what we have is navigations from one sheet to another sheet. Between the sheet itself, suppose if you want to navigate, say I have one chart. I don't want the data to be seen in chart. I want to see that in table. So how will I navigate between this? So these kind of things. So these are all some main topics. In this, there are so many subtopics as well. Okay, fine. So after this, we'll go to this automations. So what are automations? First, we'll understand about automations. So automation means I'm trying to automate the process. What is that? Say for example, I have 100 Excel file. I want to combine everything and put it into one Excel sheet. And those 100 Excel files are not in a proper order. So how will I actually clean that by using program? So for that, let's say combine data from various Excel workbooks. The next, suppose I have more and more PowerPoint files, or say I have some charts which has to be exported to PowerPoint. So here, combine or import. Here we'll say export reports data to PowerPoint. I have so many charts, I have so many reports which I need to export to the PowerPoint. How to do that? Right? That will be done. The next, extract data from database. Let's learn this with MS Access and SQL Server. How to pull the data from various different databases. Next, we'll see how we can actually automate the process. Now I have one file, or say multiple files. It has to go to the client by Outlook. Say sending mails, okay, through Outlook. All this we are doing manually. How we can actually automate this process? How we can send the mails to many clients or import the data from various different Excel files. So these things will be learning in this automations. Everything will be worked in Excel itself. Okay, so here this part is for designing, this part is for creating the reports, complete reporting techniques, and this part will be for automations. So this will be your entire course, where right from creating the templates, that is dashboards designing, to report creations, to make our data, raw data, a presentable report, till automate the process, we'll be learning in this course. But now many people actually move into Power BI, which is much more simpler but more technical. As I mentioned in the beginning, not everyone can actually go directly to Power BI. Some people are still in Excel itself. So for them, this course will be very useful. But I'll tell you, if you learn dashboard designing here in Excel, then dashboard designing in Power BI will become very easy because they are almost similar. Only thing is the way what we actually organize the data that will differ. That's all. Here, this part will not be there in your business intelligence automations because the data whatever we have, the business intelligence tools can only import the data. It will not automate. But here we can automate, and here these things can be done in a very simple way like this. Okay, so this will be your dashboard designing, reporting techniques, and automation part, and this will be completely on Excel with macros. Okay, right. So let me just stop here.